speaking still with Bob Weissman of Agency Ventures, agency specialist, strategist, and we've been talking about growth strategies. And I wanted to delve a little deeper now into one of those strategies, organic. And I guess we're not talking about going to Whole Foods here. So what are we talking about in terms of going into, or maybe we are if you were consulting for Whole Foods, but that's not the point. So what is an organic growth strategy when it comes to growing my agency here?
All right, so when I talk about organic, it's all about doing it yourself, doing it for yourself.
Okay. In-house.
In-house, doing it by yourself. And while this has a lot of advantages, as we pointed out earlier, in cost, its disadvantages is time to market and who does all this work. So
right.
I look at organic strategies, and you have people, okay? And you have a wide range of people/cultural challenges, opportunities, strategies that you have to use on how do you recruit, how do you retain, how do you motivate, how do you measure, how do you monitor. All those things which come into what we call people strategies. I'm sure as an agency principal, one of the things you think about day in and day out is how do I position myself? How do I differentiate myself? How do I market myself? And what we know about agencies, while they do a phenomenal job of doing marketing plans for other companies,
right.
they don't necessarily do a good job of marketing themselves.
Guilty.
And that definitely is a challenge. So, we start to look at what we call customer strategies, what is their website doing? Are they using digital media? What are the traditional media sources? How do they do lead generation? How do I get more business? What do my sales materials look like?
Right. Well, you've got a great line, actually, that I think really sums it. Make yourself the client, right?
One of the very first things I always tell every agency is make yourself a client. What
right.
would you do for yourself? How do you position yourself?
Right. Hire yourself to do what you do for you first, because you're right. I mean, that's what we don't tend to do. We're so focused on trying to create. For me, it's create great content for the client, but I don't necessarily create great content for myself because I don't get paid for that, right? So I neglect it.
Absolutely. And as we said before, it all comes back to money, which is lastly the next strategies that we look at. It really is operational or enterprise strategies. And you can have the best product, the best plan, but if you're not making money doing it, it's not worth it. So right. Operational excellence has to be a goal and an objective, and you have to have the strategies. So we look at utilization and resource planning and time tracking and many other component measuring and monitoring of operational excellence, providing service because we're a service-based company. But as part of that, we also look very clearly at probably the most important component, which is the financial model of this. How does it all work? How does it fit together, all of these strategies, to provide profitability for us as the organization? So when we look at organic growth, we have to make sure we tie together people strategies, customer strategies, and our operational strategies.